Greetings, comic book friends. It is Wednesday, and therefore time for TGIW. Thank God it is Wednesday, the best day of the week, new comic book day. All right, got a good little stack here. I think I think it's in that sweet spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right in that sweet spot. 10 books, totally manageable. Enough good content to make me happy, and few enough to be manageable. So doing good. So what do we get? And I got some other stuff to look at as well. We'll talk about it then. So let's see. Daredevil number 31. I can't. It's so good. Daredevil's so good. Daredevil's been really good for a long time. Even before Chippy Chip Zdarsky was writing it, I really liked Daredevil. I don't know why everyone's not reading it. It's so incredible. Have giant size Spider-Man the Chameleon Conspiracy. So the Chameleon's doing some things in ASM. So this is a tie-in of some sort to that story, which has been good. I've enjoyed the Chameleon part of it. The what's his name? Is it the Fixer? No, not the Fixer. The Financier. Who is it? But it's starting to. Teresa Barker's there, and they're starting to talk about their parents and stuff. It's not bad. It's better than it has been. So this. I mean, I had to get this for a number of reasons. One, because it probably ties into the actual story, and also just it's Amazing Spider-Man. So I have to get it to keep the complete run complete. Crossover number 7. That book that no one seems to care about, but I think is really good. I think it's a lot of fun. It's fun to see these image characters pop up. It's fun, like the hinting they do at other characters, like from Marvel and DC, but it ends up being something new or an image character. I'm okay with it. Like, I never expected other characters other than image characters to show up, and I don't know. There's not a whole lot of image characters that I'm real familiar with. They have things from like God Country, which I've never read. I don't know, maybe Savage Dragon stuff. There's Spawn. I don't read those. Invincible, obviously I read Invincible, who has not showed up. But the story itself is good. It's just it's not about the characters that that show up. It's about the concept of this world in which comic characters are real or become real. What I think happened with this is that there were these expectations that people had about, oh man, it's going to be all about about a big crossover and all of these big heavy hitting characters we know about meeting and doing stuff. Like, no, it's Donny Cates, right? He's very story driven. It's about the story. It's about the new characters more than anything. So I think, I don't want to say expectations were let down, but the expectations is as much as what it was expected to be, not expectations as it wasn't good, because I think it's good. Anyway, I like crossover 7, and like Chip is writing this. Chip, Phil Hester, and Andre Parks. That's a killer team. I love Chip, and I love Hester and Parks too. All right, Department of Truth number 10. And it's the same thing every time this shows up. It is at least in my top 5 books, new books on the shelf, if not higher. If we talk just about non-Marvel DC stuff, then it's definitely in the top 1, I guess. I'm trying to think. Maybe not that, but at least top 3. At least top 3. It's hard, like, because TMNT, like, that book is so good. But it's very, very good. First trade is out. If you haven't read any of it, make sure you get on that. Eternals 5. I feel like it's been a while since an Eternals But this continues to be good. It's really nice because I am making my way through the original Eternals run, which has been it's been slow going. I've just been doing other stuff other than reading, and this Bronze Age Kirby stuff it can be dense. It takes a little time, which is fine. It is what it is. It takes a little time to read. So, and I want to make sure I don't want to rush through it. I'm taking my time and enjoying it. But I'm getting a better idea of who the Eternals are, who the Deviants are. So it's been good for the reading of the current series. And it's giving me some because I've read the second volume, and it's giving me in retrospect a little bit of insight into that second volume that I read. So I'm glad I can finally read that. Parasomnia #1. This is a pre-order from the Before Times from past Titan when I was doing more pre-order stuff out of previews. I think we're probably getting towards the end of that Before Time stuff coming through. There was some last week, I think, and then there's just this one this week, which is fine. And if this is good, I think this is a 4-part mini. If this is really good, I'll get the rest of it. It's fine. Star Trek Year 5, number 21. So yes, we're on the 21st month of a year. It's great. I mean, as far as the Star Trek book goes, I like it more than some of the limited series that come out. If you have any interest in Star Trek, I highly suggest it. It's really good. It's kind of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? It is that good. It's not just pandering, right? Sometimes you see a lot of these properties. I think the Dungeons and Dragons books do it a lot, which is why I stopped reading them, where it's just like, it's Dungeons and Dragons. All those D&D nerds will just buy it. It'll be fine. And not to say that some of them aren't good, and there's not serious work put into them, but for the most part, you can leave them and be fine. Books like TMNT, the current books of TMNT and Star Trek, like, it's legitimate good Trek. Highly suggest it if you have any interest in Star Trek. The Marvels #3. So what is this? This kid that does like superhero tours and stuff's going on around him. I have not been enjoying this as much as I've enjoyed the previous Marvel series. It's a little bit different format than the others. It's a bit more of an ongoing story rather than just sort of like Marvel's snapshots, right? Which were great little snapshots of individual stories. But it's still it's okay. I'll keep with it. We Only Find Them When They're Dead #7. And I think this is another book that took a bit of a break for a little bit. I really like this book. I'm not usually huge into sci-fi stuff. I say that just as I get done talking about Star Trek and how great it is and how much I love Star Trek. But there are those exceptions. I'm usually more of a fantasy guy. And I understand also as I just dogged on the D&D comics. I really, really like this book. I really, really like this book. I think it's a very interesting concept. I think it's unique. It's original. And it's done very well. I really like the art. It's beautiful. So, I believe the first trade for this is out. I'd suggest it. And lastly, ENIAC #4. So, the first of the ENIAC series, #4, continues to be good. I don't think I've read a Bad Idea book that I don't like yet. We've seen 2 issues of Tankers. Tankers is fun. It's stupid, ridiculous fun. This is a little more serious horror-y, but I do really like ENIAC as well. So that's it for books. And yeah, I didn't pick up anything. I mean, previews came out, but I don't need to show that, so I picked that up. But that's it for books. and everything for today. The other thing that, just because I just want to talk about picking some stuff up, I did a trade at one of my shops. I did a toy trade. I'm usually not real big into toys, but there are some that I like. And this actually is, there were some comics involved in this trade as well, so it still kind of fits. I think it was this week, so we'll do it. So what I did is there were some things that I had gotten at an estate sale a while ago that I feel I got a good price on them. It's one of those where I went on a Saturday and I saw them there and like, oh, I kind of want these, I kind of like these. And then it was on Sunday, everything's half off. Like, oh, I like half off better than full price, obviously. So I took the risk, and I didn't buy them on that Saturday. They went back on the Sunday, and they were still there, thankfully, and picked them up at half price. And it was stuff that, there's stuff that I got for me that I wanted, is what kind of kickstarted my Mego collection. But there's some other things that were there that I definitely wasn't going to get at full price. But if I got it at half price, like, somebody's going to want this. And that was, it was an original G.I. Joe. It was the Sea Adventure G.I. Joe, and it came with like a bunch of accessories and stuff like that. And then there were 3 Shogun Warriors, like die-cast Shogun Warriors, still in the box. They've been opened and played with. It's just, and the G.I. Joe had the box as well. It's just the kid just kept the boxes, and that's how they stored them. The Shogun Warriors, I think each one was missing like some amount of the accessories. They all came with like weapons that shot out, and they were missing some missiles or something. So I bought those thinking like, yeah, I could probably sell those, and then I just didn't. Like I didn't really try very hard, and they sat around for a while. I was like, I don't really want to try, so let's see if I can trade these in at a local shop for some stuff that I do want. Hey, Wendigo. Hey, knock it off. I know that I won't get as much out of them, but at the same time, I can just, as if I sold them for like real money. But then I don't have to worry about it. They're not sitting around anymore. It's just been one of those things. It's like, this weekend I should probably like post those on eBay. Then I don't do it. And the next weekend I should probably get around like, there's so much other stuff going on. Let's just make it easy. Don't have to worry about shipping or whatever. And let's see if I can make a trade. So I did. So it was a G.I. Joe and then those 3 Shogun Warriors. So basically what I did to kind of sweeten the deal, maybe be able to get a little bit more out of it, let's take this stuff that I have that is generally cool stuff and people would be interested in, right? G.I. Joe's big. Shogun Warriors are really, really cool. People are always looking for those things. What if I take these things that people generally like and I trade it for stuff that no one except for me cares about? So then my idea was, it was an additional benefit to the store. You're like, look, even if we did like straight across value for value trade, which I would never expect, but even if we did do that, I'm trading stuff that I think you can sell a lot easier than what I'm taking from you. So, obviously, as far as monetary value goes, he ended up on the better side of it, but that's what you expect when going to a retail store. I understand that. That's to be expected. But I'm happy with the trade. Kind of given what I paid for them, for the stuff that I traded away, I'm happy with the trade. So, what did I end up getting? There is some comic stuff involved. I'll just show this. It was a full run of Spider-Man 2099. There's a couple extras in there. The annuals are in there. There's like a sketchbook. So it was the 46 issue run of Spidey 2099. Was, as I didn't bring my mic up, I hope that hasn't been too quiet. But it's 46 issues, 2 annuals, and then there is like a 2099 sketchbook in there. which is a bit beat up, but it's throwing. I didn't really care anyway. I just wanted the 2099 run. So I think that's a good start. I mean, you know how much I like to punish myself with 90s books. Also, it's Spider-Man. It's something I'd considered collecting at some point anyway. And just to be able to get it all at once is nice, obviously. So that was part of it. And the rest is toys. The rest is Migos. So, got Klingon Migo. It is complete, except that his belt is broke. You can see his phaser is rattling around in there because it doesn't actually stay in. But finding replacements for that isn't too bad. Finding vintage replacements is actually pretty easy. You can buy like $10 to $15 or so. And actually, with Migos, I'm okay with repro things. I have a couple of repro things for some of the Migos I have because like just getting like Thor's hammer, it's just, to me, it's not worth the cost of just getting that thing, the original vintage one. I'm okay with like a 3D printed repro. So I'll see what options I have. For the belt, it might be harder to find repros of those. I might have to go original. And since I don't think they're that expensive because there's a lot of them out there, this belt isn't unique to the Klingon. It was used for a lot of the Star Trek Migos. So I got that. And then the rest of them are all... This you might find this surprising. Are Wizard of Oz Migos. You didn't know I like Wizard of Oz, did you? You never even bothered to ask. I really like Wizard of Oz. I think it's a great story. I love the movie. I love the books. Even the Scotty Young Marvel adaptations that came out, I really, really liked. I really like Wizard of Oz. I think it's a fun, fanciful adventure. Most people know of Wizard of the Oz from the movie. It gets a lot more bananas from there if you go into like the books, or if you go to the second movie, like Return to Oz. It gets bonkers, but it goes further off the rails, and it's a lot of fun. If you haven't read the books, I would at least suggest picking up those Scotty Young trades. It's a great story. The art's great. I mean, as long as you like Scotty Young, I suppose. But anyway, yeah, I love Wizard of Oz. I'm starting a Migo collection. They had a bunch of Wizard of Oz Migos, so I picked them up. And everything that's boxed that could be boxed is boxed. I actually don't really care about the box, to be honest. I am going to take them out of the box and display them on stands. But obviously I'll keep the box. But they had them boxed, so I got them boxed. So we have... and they're all complete, which is great. Dorothy. Cowardly Lion. Scarecrow. Glinda, the Good Witch. The most expensive one is the Munchkin Mayor. Not crazy. Still unpunched, which is kind of cool. And then the Wizard. The Wizard doesn't have a box because he didn't come in a normal box. I think there were two ways to get them. Either he was a mail away, or he came in like a play set or something like that. So there is no single box version of the Wizard, which again is fine. I don't actually care about the boxes. I'm going to take them out and store them, and I'm going to display them on stands on a shelf. So I'm missing the Tin Man and the Wicked Witch. Though I mean, as far as this, I don't actually know. I know the mayor has advertised on it some other Munchkins, and I don't know if those were actually released or not. I'm not terribly concerned about them. I really just wanted the main cast, and having a Munchkin is good enough for me. I don't need all those the general, the dancing girl, and the flower girl, if those are even available. And also they're crazy expensive. If I was paying cash for these, I probably would have left the mayor on the shelf. I just don't care that much, but it just kind of worked with the trade. Like, just like it made it easier when I was chatting with him. Like, just all the Wizard of Oz stuff. Yeah, whatever. And then having a Munchkin is at least one Munchkin is fine. But yeah, they're all in great shape. So yeah, that was the trade. Again, I'm happy with it. I think he was happy with it. So that's always the best kind of deal, right? Is when both sides are happy. Again, given what I paid for the stuff that I traded away, if I look at what I think the actual value of it is, then yeah, I think he ended up pretty good ahead. But if I view it as, well, this is what I paid for it, and would I have paid that amount for this stuff? Yeah, absolutely. So it's all good. But that's it. Let me know what you think about the pickups. What did you get this week that you were excited about? What did you think of the trade, the toy trade that I made, and got the Spidey 9099, which I think it's gonna be that awful kind of fun. I love it. But let me know what you think of that. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, and of course, don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.